All right, let's jump right in. Generative AI is absolutely crashing into the world of customer service, and it's promising to completely change the game for how companies talk to us. We're talking about chatbots that actually work, real-time help for agents, and getting answers instantly. But, with all that power comes some pretty serious risk, especially when AI is the first thing your customers interact with.
And just so you know, all the information we're about to go through comes straight from Chapter 4 of a tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll kick things off with a quick look at AI's role in customer service today. Then we'll get into the really exciting stuff, the promise of what it can do. After that, we got to look at the flip side, the peril, the really critical risks. And finally, we'll wrap up with a solid plan, including a governance framework and a 4-phase roadmap to get it right. Let's do this.
Okay, so why is customer service such a high-stakes area for AI? Well, it's pretty simple, really. This is where your company talks directly to its customers. There's nowhere to hide. If an AI messes up here, it's not some quiet little glitch in the back office. No, it's a very real, very public problem that can destroy customer trust and your brand's reputation in an instant.
And this slide really puts that transformation into perspective. On one hand, you've got the old way. Long wait times, being open only from 9 to 5, and your human agents just getting buried under the same routine questions over and over. But on the other side, you've got AI-enhanced support. We're talking 24/7 availability, answers in seconds, and this is the real game changer. It frees up your people to handle the truly messy, complicated, high-empathy problems that an AI just can't solve. It's a huge win for both happy customers and your bottom line.
So keeping all that potential in mind, let's get to the fun part, the promise. Let's look at the specific, really high-value ways that AI can basically put your entire customer support journey on steroids. And you can see just how wide-ranging this is. It is so much more than just chatbots. AI can be a co-pilot for your human agents, feeding them information in real time. It can build and update your knowledge base automatically. It can smartly route tickets to the perfect person for the job, draft responses, and even analyze conversations to find coaching opportunities. The whole point of all of this is to let the machines handle the machine work so your experts can focus on the human work. It all sounds incredible, doesn't it? But here's the question we absolutely have to ask ourselves. What happens when these AI interactions go spectacularly wrong? Because they can, and the fallout can be, well, huge. And that question leads us right into the peril, because AI failures in customer service have an immediate, painful, and very visible impact on customers. One single bad chatbot conversation can end up on social media and go viral, causing damage way beyond that one person. So, let's break down the biggest risks you've got to watch out for. First and foremost, the most obvious danger, the AI just gives out wrong information. Just imagine it confidently tells a customer the wrong way to fix a product or quotes a policy that expired 6 months ago. The way you fight this is with two things. First, you set confidence scores so the AI knows when to say, you know what, I'm not sure, let me get a human. And second, you need lightning-fast feedback loops so your team can spot and fix those errors immediately. All right, next up is a massive one. Accidentally exposing sensitive customer data. We're talking names, addresses, financial details, health info. A breach here isn't just bad, it's catastrophic. The guardrails here are completely non-negotiable. You have to use tools that isolate data properly, and you must prohibit the AI from ever touching your most sensitive customer information. Period. End of story. Now here's a risk people often forget about: accessibility. I mean, what if your shiny new AI chatbot is totally unusable for customers with disabilities? You're not just creating a frustrating experience, you could actually be breaking the law. The solution? You have to test for compliance. And always, and I mean always, provide a super clear and easy way to get to a human being. And for any company that operates globally, this one is huge. AI translation is getting better, for sure, but it can still totally miss cultural nuances or make mistakes that are confusing or worse, flat out offensive to your international customers. This is not something you can just set and forget. You absolutely need native speakers checking the quality, and you need firm rules for when a conversation gets too complex and has to be handed off to a human expert. This really brings us to the most critical point, which is summed up perfectly in this quote. This is your #1 safety net. You have to decide ahead of time the exact moments when the AI must hand off the conversation to a person, like if a customer gets frustrated or asks to speak to a manager, or if the AI fails a couple of times.
This isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of a smart, well-designed system.
So you're looking at all these risks, and you're thinking, how do we get the good stuff without the bad? Well, you need a plan. It's not about being afraid of AI. It's about being smart and implementing it responsibly with a strong governance framework.
And here they are, the 6 pillars for building that trust. You need transparency. Let people know they're talking to an AI. You need solid quality assurance, just like you have for your human team. You need to carefully manage the knowledge the AI learns from. You have to train your people to work with the AI, not against it. And, of course, you need feedback loops and a plan for what to do when, not if, things go wrong. These are the absolute fundamentals of a system you can trust.
Okay, so that's the what of the plan. Now let's get into the how. How do you actually put this into practice? Well, you use a step-by-step roadmap.
The most important thing to take away from this is do not rush. The best rollouts happen slowly and carefully. You start by testing it internally. Let your own support team kick the tires and try to break it. Then you move to a small, controlled pilot with a handful of real customers. Only after you've learned from that do you start to expand the deployment, all while you're constantly tweaking and improving. This is how you avoid becoming a cautionary tale.
And how do you know if any of this is actually working? You have to measure the right things. It's not just about speed or efficiency. You have to track customer satisfaction specifically for the AI interactions. Is it actually solving problems on the first try? How often are people giving up and asking for a human? And here's a big one, are customers choosing to use the AI? These are the numbers that tell you if you're really making the experience better, not just cheaper.
So, as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. The promise of AI in customer service it's huge, no doubt about it. But the real goal here shouldn't just be about efficiency. It has to be about building and protecting customer trust. So the real question you need to ask is this: is your organization ready to focus on building that trust and not just building a faster, cheaper machine?